Life and business is full of peaks and valleys. In today's video, I talk about the feeling of fulfillment and what it takes in the quest to finding what you're called to do in this world. I talk about the excitement that you feel when you're finally operating in the lane that you're called to work in, and how to stay level headed during this quest of finding what you're truly supposed to be doing in this world. Towards the end of the video, I'll talk about signs that show up that tell you that you're operating in the lane that you're supposed to be operating in. You ever have those evenings where it's getting closer to time to go to bed and you're thinking to yourself, I know I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I'm so locked in on growing my business and making moves and taking action on activities that are going to grow and move the needle. You're so locked in on the goal. So immersed in the ideas and content, books, and everything. That's when you know you're in the right lane. That's when you know you're doing what you're called to do. Even when things aren't going great, leads aren't closing, the calls aren't coming in, but you're still so locked in and still so dialed in that you just can't wait to get up and keep putting in the work because you believe in what you're doing and you're so secure and confident in what you're doing. It keeps you up at night. You're so confident in what you're doing is gonna yield the results that you work so hard for and that your family's gonna enjoy for generations. It's important to keep a mind state like this. It's very hard at times, every now and then, because you get into these peaks and valleys. That's what business is. What I've learned over the past 3 years is staying even keel is key. Even when it's going great, staying even keel. Even when it's going horrible, staying even keel. And keep putting in the effort. Keep taking the steps necessary. Keep stacking days. Because eventually, it all pays off, little or big. And one day it definitely pays off big. You just gotta believe. You just gotta believe in what you're doing. You have to develop the skill of delayed gratification. And just have confidence that you are who you say you are because you do what you say you're gonna do. And there's signs. That's the key. As you do what you say you're gonna do, and as you put in the work every single day, you'll see signs. At least in my experience, there's signs. Some days you feel like nothing's gonna work out, but some days you get those signs and it makes you keep coming back for more. It's addicting. You keep your brain, keep your mind fed with positivity. Keep your mind in a space of, consuming content, reading books that breed positive outcomes. Even when things are just, there seems to be zero light at the end of the tunnel. And then you get that sign again. And then it's back to this state of, you can't go to sleep because you're so excited. You can't wait for business to open tomorrow. Close a business each day. It's the worst when it happens on a Friday afternoon. You feel like this, and everybody's gonna be taking off for the next 2 days. Nobody's open. You can't make any moves. Can't make things happen. But that's an unbelievable feeling when Monday morning rolls around. And I felt the opposite of this too, because I used to work in corporate America. Everybody's dragging ass. Nobody's excited. Everybody's like upset the weekend's over. But when you're in this when you're in this lane where it's your calling and that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, Monday morning is the best time ever. That's when you know. That's when you know you're on the right path. I spent 6 years chasing fulfillment in the corporate world, just trying to climb the ladder and just figure out what it was that lit a fire inside of me when I come to work every day. And I just never found that in the corporate world. I mean, it's definitely a good career for some people, but it wasn't for me. And so I spent a lot of time testing and trying new things and always looking for a new job after a year or so if I didn't feel that. And that gets very exhausting. And now that I've found that in my business that I started, I want to share those lessons with everyone to inspire you to keep going and keep trying new things. There's something out there for everyone, and you just have to do the work necessary on yourself and continue to find what it is that lights you up inside and that allows you to wake up every day with energy, where you're excited to go to work, you're excited to go produce, create. That is truly a liberating feeling when you can feel like that on a Sunday afternoon. You're excited for Monday morning. And that's something I think every human being longs to feel. And anything I can do to help others feel that same way gives me energy and motivates me to share what worked for me. When you spend a lot of time trying to figure out your place in the world and what fulfills you, and just constantly chasing that feeling of fulfillment, it really helps when you see signs that you're on the right path. A real world example of a sign for me in my business that I'm doing the right things, I'm meeting the right people, I'm focusing on the right tasks was a relationship that turned into a big contract that is recurring business and really allows us to operate knowing that there's a certain amount of money that's going to be coming each month and that you can rely on that money to be there or that work to be there. And it's not a massive contract or anything, but it's just a sign, if I could continue to add some more of these contracts, I know I'm on the right path to doing so. This is how I did it. And that's just a sign that I'm meeting the right people. I'm getting in the right rooms. And the same goes for life. You start seeing signs, as in, like, maybe your marriage is improving, you're showing up better as a father, you have more energy, you're in a better place mentally. Those are all signs that you are on the right path, and to keep doing what you're doing and just trusting that everything's going to work out. And it's a lot easier to trust those things when you see these little signs pop up, and just focus on the destination and controlling what you can each and every day. Each week I'll be dropping 2 videos that focus on topics of self-improvement and fitness, business, and life, and balancing all of that with being a father, a husband, and just a good person. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. It would help me out a lot. And I'm really excited to continue dropping content based on self-improvement and what has worked for me and just improving my life overall. I'm extremely passionate about that, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. And let me know what other topics you'd like me to talk about. I'd love to hear what you're interested in when it comes to self-improvement and what you've had trouble with. maybe areas that you've seen success, and just anything like that. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to y'all next time.